So with our lovely Miss S, I wanted to work a little bit with some of our toys. So the benefit of toy play again is getting your puppy to practice getting excited, grabbing something, playing with you. If in the beginning your puppy does grab the toy and you're having some moments where you want to practice relinquishing the toy is still a good thing. So I sometimes like to play between two toys. So for example, I might show her this new toy so she can figure out, again, bouncing one toy to another. There will be some toys, and excuse me, sorry, I had to drink seltzer. Nice job, cuteness. Is some puppies prefer certain types of toys. So she maybe loves the sheepskin. Ready? Sadie. So we'll do a little find it. So what I like to do is have the toy come alive. We're going to go ahead and play with the toy. So while the toy is wiggling, we want to have her thinking that the game is still going. When I want her to stop with the play or take a little breather, I would go ahead, oh my goodness, chewing, is I'd go ahead and stop tugging or wiggling the toy. So now I'd go, ready, drop, yes, and feed for that. Then if she's an eager woman, we're gonna wait for all four on the floor, yes, and then go right into a take it again. So if your puppy gets a little excited, again, I'm not one for scolding because it'll just startle the dog and they won't realize why are you mad for me playing one moment and not the other. So remember, we're trying to build confidence and resilience and a nice rapport. So if your puppy does something inappropriate from our perspective, could there be a way to show them what to do instead? Are we revving the engine too high and then wondering why they're crashing into a wall? So I would recommend to build up some of this toy drive. So again, right now she's tugging and playing. I could go again, ready, drop. Yes. So if sometimes Miss S is more interested in the toy, don't worry if, let's say, she doesn't always release. I'm going to again right there, see if I can get her to hone in. If she is a huge fan of the tuggy toy, I'm actually going to grab a second one. And that should have been my bad. I should have grabbed an extra one sooner. But I'm going to grab one so we can practice. You're bringing it with you. So I should have had more of my fun toys. Nice. So I'm just going to grab the one she dropped so we can practice with all the fun toys. So when working, I know this is sort of where we were chatting a little bit about like the toy exchange game. So rotating through a few toys can be a great way to get your puppy to let go and practice that letting go doesn't mean the game is over. So the benefit of this, if we're doing a lot of dog-centric play, so that consists of biting, grabbing, tugging, having a lot of fun dog time. And then right here, we'd go from this toy, I could have it go limp. Oh, sorry, Miss S, didn't mean to step on your line. And then have the other toy come alive. So what I'm teaching Miss S is that you can still have fun while other friends might be doing something in the back burner. But now going and practicing grabbing and letting go is not always the end of the game. So we tend to, puppies grab the wrong item and we instantly go right into swiping it from their face. And then the puppies start to think, gee, every time the person comes near me, the game has been over. Ready? Sadie. Nice. So I sometimes will, while they're mid-play with a toy, ready? Go get it, is have them practice letting go and either play with another toy in exchange or have one toy go limp and you could practice with the other toy coming alive and then she goes back and forth. The other option too, ready, drop. Oh my goodness, chewing those snacks is so hard. Is the other option is exchange the toy for a food item to get her to practice. Excuse me, that letting go has value. So ready, Sadie? Ready, go get it. And again, the reason behind the long line is just to get her cozy, sometimes rocking one. For some puppies, novel items like putting on a longer leash can be awkward. So I want her, and she's probably looking for her favorite friend. So she's similar to my boy where she prefers the sheepskin tugs. So nice job. Is we want her to, again, she could practice playing, the toy is alive, we're romping and wrestling with it. She could then all of a sudden get it and win it, yay! And then from there we go, ready? And then to a little find it. So we're practicing going from revving the engine to putting the brakes on. Then we could go ready and we could play again. Oh my goodness, what a good girl. Yeah, such a good girl. So again, the toy's alive, what a nice job. And we're making it an adventure to practice play with us too versus just the environment sometimes being more stimulating than us. So this is a great way to build drive into you too. So if your puppy is more toy driven than food driven at times, I love using toys to motivate. So it doesn't mean that all the time does your dog have to work for something. I think in general, they can just get things for being adorable. Ready? Drop. She's like, I really love the sheepy. Ready? We'll do a little find it. Good girl. So if she does better as the toy becomes sort of limp and no one's playing, and then that starts to equal letting go, that could be a great way for her to start up the drop, give, or out. But you might want to rotate, see what option might make more sense to her. Some puppies do better with the toy exchange, so one toy for another and rotate. Other pups do amazing with food as the release for the item. We just want to make sure the food, releasing the item, doesn't equal food comes, item goes away. Because then, yes, you're doing such a good girl. So if she's, let's say, for example, the toy or the food is always the end of the game, oh my goodness, chewing is optional, then we might get her into the habit of thinking, gee, every time they bring me a snack to let go of my toy, the toy is no longer available. So make sure the food is not the bringer of the end of the game, and that your puppy doesn't start to view it as the end or the fun has come to a close. Nice. Good job. Ready? Go get the toy. I think she's getting tired. Oh my goodness. So, but you could also use the toy, ready, to motivate, to try to get her to hone in on you. So if we get some jumping jelly beans, don't worry. What I like to do is a few steps on the ground with some engagement, yes, and play. So you could use your toy to motivate some loose leash walking versus, for example, the food being typically the thing that's being reinforced or using as a reinforcer for her. Nice. So again, we're getting some nice little wrestles. What a good girl. You ready? So we'll do a little drop. Get her attention. Yeah, good girl. Then we might go ready with me. And we could use the lovely little toy as engagement. But look at how well she's doing with sometimes hearing her neighbor and then staying more engaged with me, which is really nice. Oh my goodness, such a good girl. Ready to take it? So really great moment for Miss S where toys can start to be more motivational than the distraction she's normally having a hard time with. So because for some babes, novel dogs, novel people, there can be different triggers that are overwhelming. We just want her to start thinking, you know what, instead of getting flustered, let's do this instead. Nice. She's doing a gorgeous job with this toy. What a good girl. She's like, I like this stinky snack / toy, I should say. So if she's a huge sheepskin fan, not saying you have to. I know cleanrun.com, ready? Drop. Ready? What's this, Sadie? Cleanrun.com is a great option for toys. The other venue is, of course, you can do like Amazon or Chewy's or any of those other options. Ready, cuteness? We'll do another little find it as I'm just tidying up. So, but the benefit of having toys is that you can then build value in honing in on you or different tasks, where a lot of times as your puppy is practicing, they might find very little value, ready, cuteness, in the skill set that we're trying to work on or master. Find it. So we may find that for her, toys might be her go-to dance move and could be a great way to build in comfort when otherwise she'd feel a bit overwhelmed in the dynamic. Good job, Miss S. She's like, oh, good, I found the other friend. Good. What a smart girl. So remember too, with toys, you're helping her practice going from sort of an excited sort of moment to then coming back from that. So if your babe really does have a rough time, you know, coming back from over arousal or even frustration or anxiety, which then can lead to some reactivity, you may find that play is such a great way to motivate, but it's also such a great way to help practice getting her mind to go from that excitable moment back to some thinking or checking in throughout it. So because if your babe can't function coming out of play, nice job, Sadie, right? How is she going to function coming out of moments where she gets a little bit flustered? So, but Miss S is doing a stellar job. So we'll probably give her a little breather. Her neighbor says it's her turn to come back out again, and we'll rotate through the beauties. But nice job, Miss S. What a smart girl. So we'll give her a little break.